Representative Greg Markinen of the 110th District voting against a plan aimed at deterring state firearm purchases and a buyback program during a committee meeting. Democratic lawmakers learning that firearms seized by the Michigan State Police were being recycled and or sold by police departments and enacting legislation to ensure those firearms are destroyed.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of guns. And so we're wanting to make sure that those are off the streets. These are guns from gun buyback programs. They're guns that were used in the commission of a crime. They also might be police service weapons that are turned in for upgrades. That might also be the case. Now, MSP completely destroys every firearm that it gets. This is huge. MSP should be commended for all of their work on this.
The bill package passed along party lines in the House Military Veterans and Homeland Security Committee and was introduced in November by Representative Felicia Brabeck of the 33rd District.
Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Martin.
No.
Madam Chair, you have 6 yeas, 4 nays, 0 passed. Motion prevails.
Thank you. HB 6145 is reported with recommendation as substituted.
Brabeck championed the legislation as vital to keep unsafe guns off the streets, saying, quote, "I was appalled to find out that across the nation, buyback programs were turning around and giving firearms a second chance. This is simply unacceptable. I've been working hard to get this legislation ready. We must continue enacting policies to protect our communities, our kids, and their futures." Markinen firing back, saying, quote, "Democrats have decided that forcing taxpayers to pay for unwanted guns isn't enough. Now they want the taxpayers to foot the bill for the destruction of perfectly good firearms as well. The inexplicable hatred of guns is taken to a new level with these bills." MyUP News partners at the Radio Results Network talking with Markinen earlier this week.
You know, I feel that law enforcement across the UP and I believe in Lower Michigan as well, can clean up these weapons and sell them to law-abiding citizens, thus funding some of their programming costs. I don't believe in destroying a firearm unless it's the only option.
Markinen further stating in a press release, quote, "Apparently anything with a trigger component or any chance of shooting is so threatening to Democrats that the only option is to melt them down at taxpayer expense." The proposed amendments to the Public Acts of 1935 mandating the destruction of firearms from municipal buybacks and modifying the state's Firearm License Act and Penal Code. That bill heading to the Senate where Markinen is hoping it will be squashed.
I know the Senate is supposedly going to be in session this week. And I think their last scheduled day is the 23rd. Whether they meet that day or not, that's up in the air right now. But, it's very possible that these could get through.
Currently, firearms collected in municipal or private buybacks handed over to the state police, which can auction, destroy, or repurpose them under existing laws. You can find updates on this story at myupnow.com. And for MyUP News, I'm Andrew Lawrencer.